And I looked over, there is a Civil War soldier with, I'll never forget it, half his face was gone.
Andy, if you're in here, can you make that red light behind me go off?
We're ready.
Whoa. Thank you.
His first part of the family with his first wife was mostly filled with tragedy.
If you have a message to send, you can just tell Dave in his ears.
Sometimes they like to convince you that they are children. They'll play ball with you, they'll do all that stuff to lure you a little bit.
Are you standing behind me? Dude.
But one of the eeriest feelings is when you're in this room and you hear that latch, just the doorknob turning.
That was in this closet. That was behind this wall, right where they would hide, right where they would enter the hiding spot. You don't have to hide in there.
Oh, gosh.
Tucked away in the quiet town of Franklin, Kentucky, sits one of America's most unique haunted mansions. Built in the most violent time in American history, the Octagon Hall isn't just haunted by the ghosts of those who died there. It's also haunted by the memories of war and tragedy that still send shockwaves through its brick walls.
The house is an 8-sided house. That's why it's called the Octagon Hall. The house began being built in 1847 and it was finished in 1859. It was built by Andrew Jackson Caldwell. He was a farmer and a Southern sympathizer during the Civil War. The house was used as a campground during the Civil War. Both Union and Confederate soldiers stayed on the property at one point in time. And they actually camped out on the backfield. Even to this day, you can still hear what sounds like soldiers back in the backfield.
I got up and I remember facing into the parlor, looking around, and I turned my head and lo and behold, off to me, coming off this foyer, was a Civil War soldier with, I'll never forget it, half his face was gone, you know, and he had his hands out like this. And I looked over and I remember looking at it real quick and I went, oh, hell no. And with a broken foot and everything, I turned around. And you know, people always say, don't run. Well, when the fear gets inside of you that says, there's something wrong here, Barry, you better get out of the way, you don't stop that.
All the corners of the room either come to a point or they have a closet. Like this wall right here doesn't have a closet like it should, like in all the other rooms.
Okay.
So we always wondered, why is there must be a void there. So we ended up cutting into the wall, and you can see that here. And when we cut into the wall, we found that there was the hollow space. And we found some suspenders and some coat buttons and a few bullets. And what they would actually do is the room above this room, there was the closet in there. And in that closet, they could rip the floor up just a little bit, lift it up, and drop people down in there. And they would hide Confederate soldiers in there. When we opened this, it was a weird feeling in the house.
Yeah.
People say, you know, residential home, spirits in the house, how many you got here? 5, 6? And I tell everybody 200, because you never know who you're going to get, because there's a lot of tragedy, a lot of death, a lot of experiences we've had here.
But in history, one haunting tale stands out above the rest, and that's the story of Caldwell's daughter, Mary Elizabeth.
The winter kitchen down in the basement, she was either playing or cooking. You know, she was around 11 to 13 years of age at that point, so she very well could have been cooking. But either way, an ember popped out and got on her dress and engulfed her. She died 3 days later in her bedroom. But she is the most prevalent spirit we have in the house, and she always seems happy. You may even get an EVP of her saying mommy. She loves to call out for her mommy.
Okay.
And then they had another child. His name was Andrew Jr., or went by AJ. He was 9 months old when he passed away. He was playing upstairs and ended up falling down the stairs and breaking his neck. His first part of the family with his first wife was mostly filled with tragedy. And all three of them are buried on the property in the family cemetery.
We also saw back there that there was, we saw a sign that said slave cemetery. Is that?
Yes, there is a second cemetery out there. It's away from the family cemetery, but it's also, it's just a little walk back, and it's encircled by a circle of bald cypress trees, which don't grow here, but they were imported here and put around the slave cemetery.
So pretty much anyone that would have died here in the house would have been buried on the property except for his second wife and Mr. Caldwell.
Yes.
In my estimation, there are so many children here that Mary gets credit for a lot of stuff, okay? So people come up and they go, oh, I gotta see Mary Elizabeth. And there's other spirits up there, and they're not all young either, but as we know through the paranormal, sometimes they like to convince you that they are children. They'll play ball with you, they'll do all that stuff to lure you a little bit.
The picture in the middle there, that is Mary Elizabeth's mother and Mr. Caldwell's first wife, Elizabeth Akers Caldwell. That picture, we found it as a little tintype. We had it blown up. My grandfather and I brought it up here, and he was trying to get it plumb and everything, and the next thing you know, he heard somebody scream, "Mommy." He was pretty sure that was her mother, and then when that happened, he was like, that is for sure her mother.
Right.
Yeah.
For some reason, the doors in this house love to open and close on their own. This room was the hospital room.
Oh, okay.
This door right here loves to open on its own, and it's latched now.
Right.
But one of the eeriest feelings is when you're in this room and you hear that latch, just the doorknob turning.
Oh, I bet.
Like I said, during the Civil War, both Confederate and Union soldiers stayed here. And anyone who was wounded, they would bring them up here to, have little surgeries if needed to. And, back then they didn't have the time to repair wounds. If they had a wound on their hand, foot, whatever, they did a lot of amputations.
Mm-hmm.
So there are actually bone piles that have been found on the property where, somebody had a leg amputated or whatever, and it was just thrown on the pile.
This property is very special. And, you got to remember something, that Andrew Jackson Caldwell was actually believed to be a 33rd degree Mason, highest in the Masonics. He built this house using those theories. When you look at that, it just tells you that this house is put here for a special reason. Everything was used from his property. The limestone was put right here. There's limestone underneath of us. It could be actually a sinking creek, runs out this way, it's above ground. It cuts underground, and guess what? Runs underneath Octagon Hall. So the water, the limestone, all adds up to a paranormal mega house.
Oh, wow. Full basement.
Yes. This right here is where one of the other hiding spots I was telling you about is. This is right up under the foyer in the front of the house, where we are right this second. This is actually under the front steps.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather was working in here one day and moving some stuff around. He leaned up on the wall, and he leaned up right there, and it gave a little bit. And so he was, a little taken aback by it, like, why'd that wall give out?
Sure.
Well, he started looking, and there was no mortar around these bricks right here. And so what would happen is the Union was going to raid the house, and he found out about it. They would pull the bricks out, and you can hide people up under the front steps.
Oh, okay.
And then brick it back up. And for years we didn't even know that it was a hiding spot. So somebody raiding the house quickly really wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
And found 4 Mississippi coat buttons and a bunch of pistol balls in there that fall out of people's pockets and stuff like that while they were in there. Went in there with a metal detector and found those. But it's a I mean, it's a decent little area. If you were trying to hide people, you could hide a few in there for sure. And this is the tack room. This would have been where Benjamin, depicted by our mannequin here, this is where he would have stayed. This was where he worked on all the tools for the farm as well as all the leather work for the house. This was his room until till he passed away. He was the only one that I'm for sure of that was a slave that stayed in the house. So this is the fireplace where Mary Elizabeth would have caught on fire. Like we said, you know, don't know if she was playing or cooking, but at that age, she very well could have just been cooking. But we've had many times this little thing right here that holds this pot likes to swing out on its own. But the other place that I really want to show y'all, it's not a hiding spot as much as it is a way to get in and out of the house quietly.
So like an escape spot?
Yes, this is the tunnel entrance.
Oh, wow.
We had heard many times about a tunnel, and that's why we ripped the concrete up on this floor, because we had an idea of where it was. And if you show your camera down there, you can see it would go down and then cut back. And we got a ground penetrating radar out here, and it goes back and it splits off into two ways. One, it cuts off to the left and goes to where the slave cabin used to be that we had on the property. And over there, the ground penetrating radar found a 40-foot room 12 feet under the ground.
Oh, wow.
We hadn't been down there. There's rumors that there was a system that met in with that tunnel that went all the way to Franklin. Whether it's true or not, I'm not for sure, but they may have that rumor may have come about by a tunnel leading to a cave system that then led to Franklin.
Yeah.
Which is more likely. But we found that, and it goes about 3 feet to the back, and it's collapsed in.
Okay.
I want more than anything to be able to crawl in there, but I'm a bigger guy for one, and a tight space like that, I don't know how well I would fare in there.
They want to tell you their story. They really want people to know what they went through and how they were, you know, and what happened here. Just be open-minded, because it comes in several different ways in this house, and you'll feel it. You know, it's an interesting home.
All right, so this is abandonment, starting out in Mary Elizabeth's room. It's a pretty active part of the house, but right outside the door, we actually have the plasma ball charging the house. It's in the stairwell. Hopefully the energy flows through the stairwell and into the various rooms throughout so that we can actually get some activity charged up inside Octagon Hall. I'm excited for this one. Right here, actually, yeah. It's in. Whoa. That was weird, plugging the camera in and the REM pod just starts going off. That was weird. All right. Keep touching that for us if you can, thank you. We'll be back, we're gonna go run some errands. feels super strange here. All right, so we are just getting started with our investigation of Octagon Hall. We're up on the second floor. There's a lot of activity up here. From what Bear and Isaac told us, there's quite a bit of child energy on this floor. A lot of movement, a lot of voices. So we'll see what happens. Mary Elizabeth. Mr. Caldwell.
I'm getting cold chills like crazy.
Are you?
Yes.
My name is Ryan and this is Dave and we're here to talk to you. We're not here to ask you to perform parlor tricks for us. We're here to ask you if you would please come and talk to us and show us that life can exist after death. Is there someone here with us?
Mary, is that you? Did that thing just beep?
What thing?
That.
No.
I just heard two beeping sounds.
Do you think it was the REM pod?
I don't know. Walking through? Yes.
It was. It was the REM pod going off.
It was.
Is there someone in the
Infirmary?
infirmary over there? We have absolutely no idea, but the REM pod actually didn't beep at all. Not until we started talking about it, that is. Do you think it was the REM pod?
I don't know. Walking through? Yes.
It was. We still have no idea what actually caused the beeping sound that we heard, but it seems like something's trying to get our attention now. Is there someone in the infirmary over there? Are you a soldier? Are you a soldier? Let's walk over there. We're in the infirmary now. Were you a soldier?
I was.
Did
Did you
you?
hear somebody talking?
Yes.
Who is talking?
These chilling voices that we heard and captured didn't come through the mini portal. We know this because there are 3 microphones in this room, and the only one that picked them up was the one that was furthest away from the device. Hearing how loudly the first of the 2 voices comes through sends chills up my spine.
I was. Did you hear somebody talking?
Yes.
Did you hear somebody talking?
Yes.
You heard that, didn't you?
Yeah. There's a box in my hand that if you walk up to it and speak clearly, it should be able to pick up your voice. Can you walk up and tell us your first name?
Whoa.
Is there someone right here at the end of the bed?
Who was it that was just touching that red light right there? What is your name? Is it Mary? Mary, are you here?
Doesn't seem like her.
No.
Please speak more clearly. Can you come through this? If I set it down on the bed, will that make it easier for you? I don't feel good all of a sudden. I'm getting like lightheaded.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why, because we just ate.
Ryan isn't feeling good. Is there somebody who can tend to him in here?
Whenever the Union Army would show up, where would you hide? Can you tell us?
Can you make a knocking sound of where you would have been hiding at?
Was it in here? Is this where you'd hide? Come on, where are you?
Andy, are you in here? Andy, if you're in here, can you make that red light behind me go off?
We're ready. Can you do it now?
Whoa. Thank you.
Did you hear it say ready?
Yeah.
We're ready.
Whoa. Thank you. What? Was that the bed that you're holding?
No.
What? What?
That was in this closet. That was behind this wall, right where they would hide, right where they would enter the hiding spot.
Open it up.
Are you in here? We're not here to search for anyone. We're here for a friend. We're here for a friendly visit. You don't have to hide in there.
Oh, gosh.
That was loud.
Whew. I can feel something behind me, man.
Yeah. Oh, my hair's standing up.
Yes.
Who was hiding in here that came out to say hello now? It's cold. It's cold right beside me. Is it cold?
Ooh.
You okay?
I just felt something tug on the back of my shirt.
Really?
Yes.
Did you just touch Dave? I don't know if you would have been in that or not. No, you probably wouldn't have been.
I was right here.
I'm gonna zoom out on this. That was very strange. I mean, there was nothing really too clear that came through other than, I swear, right before that REM pod went off when you asked it to, I swear it asked you, It asked us if we were ready.
Yeah, it did. I heard it say that.
It said, ready? I said, yeah, we're ready. Boom, REM pod goes off. That was weird.
It was weird.
You want to put it on the stairs pointed towards the wall? See what I mean?
Whoa.
Whoever that was, did you follow us in here? Is this the same person that was playing with that upstairs? Whoa. Wow.
What in the world?
I don't know. Well, thank you. There's a little toy bunny right beside it in the wall, actually. Where'd you go?
That was super strange.
That was. It was very bizarre. That was weird. We kind of got caught up in the moment of that REM pod going off, and I forgot to turn on the action cam. Can you stand over there in the middle of the hallway? By the stairs? And Dave will take your picture? Just like the photographs that are hanging on the walls of this house, we've seen pictures of many of the family members of the Caldwell family. Dave can take your family picture again right now.
Whoa. Something just was standing there for a sec. Let me try and recreate it just to see. Well, thank you. Did you see that come up?
I saw something flash, but I wasn't sure where on the screen it was.
Boom. Scared me.
Thank you. Was that you that we just saw? Thank you. Crap.
Can you try it again? That was weird.
That was. Something showed up on the SLS screen, and then boom, all of a sudden the REM pod started going off again for the first time, and it's been silent now for about 5-10 minutes since the first time it went off.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Here, maybe they were standing here watching my screen.
Maybe. Did you want to take a look at the picture that Dave had? If there's more than one of you here, someone go stand on the stairs or by the stairs, and you can look at the screen. Or you can look at the picture.
Here, I'll go on this side. I just feel like there might be somebody back here, but there's a cannon there that just about broke my kneecap.
Watch out for the cannon.
Is that one of the hideaways back in there? Ooh, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much more I can hold this thing.
Yeah.
I could always switch you if you want.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Whoa.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
No. You really like that thing, don't you? It is pretty neat.
Here, you want to switch me and we can go into the room where...
That was weird. It's like standing right outside of that tool shed room.
What was it they say his name was? Benjamin?
I can't remember.
I think he said his name was Benjamin.
Whoa.
Benjamin? Damn.
Benjamin, is that you?
This is the tack room. This would have been where Benjamin, depicted by our mannequin here, this is where he would have stayed. He was the only one that I'm for sure of that was a slave that stayed in the house.
I've got cold chills bad. It scared me.
Yeah.
Whatever's here really likes that REM pod.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go into that room?
Yeah. We're going to come into this room over here. Is that okay? Benjamin, are you in here? That's my brother's name, Benjamin. So if you're down here with us, we'd like to talk to you. I'm gonna walk into the summer kitchen here.
Okay.
You wanna walk in here with me?
Yeah. Mary Elizabeth, we heard something really sad happen down here.
Why'd you look up like that?
Where?
You just went like that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. But when you did that, there was something that flew over your head.
I don't even remember looking up.
How come you stopped playing with the lights out there? They are for you.
Coming out of that room. What do you think?
I don't know. Little EDI just went off.
Did it?
Yeah.
What color?
Blue.
Is there someone over there by that box now? Did you move to that toy? That device?
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
You good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm putting headphones on right now.
Dave is right there behind me. He is in the parlor. The parlor is actually not only where they had their gatherings, family gatherings, friends gatherings, but also this is where the funerals were held here at Octagon Hall.
What?
I said that's where the funerals were held. Is there anyone here with me? If there is, I'll be asking the questions, but you can answer by going over to Dave. He's the one sitting in the parlor.
Dave.
Dave?
Female voice.
Yeah, Dave is sitting in there on the chair. Mrs. Caldwell, are you here speaking to us now? Please say your name to Dave. My name is Ryan. What's yours?
Go with us.
Go with you where?
Which is very weird. I'll have to explain that later.
Okay. If you have a message to send, you can just tell Dave in his ears.
A few seconds ago, I thought I heard it say something about coming. We're coming, I'm coming, something like that.
I just heard footsteps upstairs. Right before he said he heard someone say that they're coming. Yes, please, come on down. If you have a message to send, you can just tell Dave in his ears.
A few seconds ago, I thought I heard it say something about coming. A few seconds ago, I thought I heard it say something about coming.
How many children lived in this house?
Mom?
I tell you what. Why don't I go upstairs and when I point to the picture of your mom, you can say yes to Dave. How about that? I'll point to a couple different pictures, and when I point to your mom, say yes. Coming into your room, Mary Elizabeth. Is this your mom? Is this your mom? Is this your mom?
Dave?
Yeah, tell Dave, is this your mom?
I will, male voice. I thought I heard a little kid say, Mom.
But she is the most prevalent spirit we have in the house, and she always seems happy. You may even get an EVP of her saying mommy. She loves to call out for her mommy.
Is that what you want? Do you want to find your mom? How many of you are in this house right now? How many people can you see?
There was a male voice there, I couldn't make it out.
How many are there in this house? How many people can you see?
I'm not sure if Ryan is in here with me, but I can feel the presence of two people in here with me.
I heard something crazy.
Go up.
You want me to go back upstairs? What's gonna happen if I go back upstairs? I'll go up, but... All right, I'm up now.
Dark.
It is dark.
Female.
Is it dark for you right now? Is that what you see? Or is there something dark here with us? Is there someone here who means to do us harm? Come on, where are you? You made me come upstairs. You said go up. Here I am. Why aren't you talking anymore?
I went ahead and stopped.
You went ahead and stopped?
I did.
Okay.
It just felt like something or someone kept getting in my face.
Yeah.
Like I could feel the presence of something getting in my face.
Mm-hmm.
But the weirdest thing about that is I kept getting this vision like I was standing outside looking towards where the rock wall graves are.
Yeah.
And that's when that voice, "Go with us," came through. And it was very creepy.
Do you think we should go out there?
I don't know.
At this point, we're headed out to the family plot, the cemetery where pretty much the entire Caldwell family, except for Andrew Jackson Caldwell, is buried. And this is what you were kind of imagining and picturing, right? Whenever that voice came through the spirit box that said, "Go with us?" Or what did it say?
Go with us.
Go with us.
Yeah. Go with us. I'll take you to exactly right where what kept flashing in my mind.
Okay.
It was like right here.
Right here?
Right here. But facing this way. So, whatever that means, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I mean, we can start here and see what happens, or we can go back there. What I saw was like actually right about where you're standing.
Okay.
Actually, that's weird. Facing that way, and it was just, "Go with us."
Go with us.
So.
Well, you called.
What did it say?
I don't know, but it was very creepy. Something about lead them or something like that. To the something. Where do you want us to go?
This is it.
This is him.
I mean, are you talking about me? Or Ryan here? Somebody said go with us when we were in the house. Where do you want us to go?
You told us you wanted us to come this way.
No,
What?
this was it.
This was it?
This was it.
The path that Dave feels drawn to leads directly to the second cemetery, the small graveyard for the slaves who were forced to work on the property. Their burial plots are surrounded by a circle of bald cypress trees, which in many cultures is believed to guide spirits to heaven, but also protect against evil. That interesting piece of folklore correlates directly with a very lengthy story that Bear had told us when we interviewed him at the beginning of the night.
All of a sudden, you'll hear on your audio tape, or even disembodied, they will say the word aliens, like a warning to you. Don't leave the circle. And it's a circle of bald cypress trees out there. One guy decides, well, I'm going to leave. This is too much for me. And he starts running down the way, and he can't go anywhere because the shadow figure is blocking his way. So he comes running back up there and says, there's a shadow figure down there. And then we said, well, look around, because now all of a sudden there was like 40 of them all around that circle, and they're all coming in on us. And you could see everyone, just like a mass of them. Never will I forget that.
Bear had told us that they did this, they put it right here on top of the stone, and something crazy happened. I'm not doing this out of disrespect. I'm doing this to try and give you the best opportunity to communicate with us, that's all. So I just wanted to say that right now. We come here with all the respect in the world, and we don't mean any disrespect by putting that there. It's just someone told us that they did that, and it helped you talk, so that's what we're gonna do. Hello? Putting my glove back on. Step over here a little bit.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There was a voice that came through right then, too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Thank you for that. See? I told you we weren't trying to be disrespectful. It just seems like you can use it like that.
I just... Whoa. That camera's getting that right.
Yeah. That's wild. Can you push that off of there?
Did you hear a voice?
No. What'd you hear?
I just thought I heard talking.
Is this the same person that came through and was touching that when we were in the basement?
We're gonna ask you some yes and no questions. And if your answer is yes, we'd love for you to light that up like you have been.
Did you work here? Were you enslaved here?
Dude. Thank you.
We're so sorry to hear that. We can't imagine what that must have been like. Are you trapped here in this circle?
Oh. Dude. Are you standing behind me? I just saw...
We're outside in the middle of a field. There's no reason that should be going off like that.
No. Thank you for answering us. How strange.
It's like it led us out here. The REM pod started going absolutely nuts. Over there, it didn't even go off once on that stone wall. Set it down over here on the stone, just like Bear had said, and it starts going nuts. We got a couple of words through the ghost tube Vox. Now it just seems like everything is peaceful again.
It does.
But it makes you wonder, who wanted you to come out here?
I don't know.
It's amazing how impactful this interaction was, even though it was only through a REM pod. We believe that someone buried in this cemetery led us out to this spot to simply show us they're here, to draw us away from the Caldwells, and to make us aware of the reality that they were forced to live on this farm. Their lives were drastically different than the family who wrongfully owned them, and they shouldn't be forgotten. So just in case there was anyone who still wanted to leave a message, we left a camera, the REM pod, and the ghost tube Vox on this site, while we went back to the house to tear down the cameras inside. And while we were walking back to the house for the first time since we left it empty, the EDI plus meter signaled a change in the air pressure. This would be the last unexplained occurrence we would capture at Octagon Hall, because for almost 20 minutes the REM pod and ghost tube Vox were silent, and nothing unexplainable was captured on the camera. It seemed whoever led us here
Walking up the lane now.
had achieved what they set out to do. Well, we want to thank anyone who talked to us while we were here or while we were gone. We want to thank you for allowing us into your sacred space. And we also want to thank you for talking to us in the house if you did earlier in the night. Won't be long now. The sun's going to be coming up here soon. So we got to pack up and head out. We genuinely appreciate your time and anything that you said to us tonight.
If you'd like to book an investigation at the Octagon Hall, you can go to our website at octagonhallmuseum.com, and we have a calendar on there. If you go to Paranormal, you'll see the calendar of empty dates, and all you gotta do is click on it and then book it, and you pay with a debit card, and then as soon as you book it, the night's yours. And our number is also on that website. It's octagonhallmuseum.com.